Hey, Pooper Stars. Hey, I'm at the top of my game. I woke up looking this good. I need to go hard. Can't let them think we the same. I don't want to be your bestie. Oh, Bessie. Always worried about him. Always looking for a problem. Guess what? This imp ain't nothing new to me. Yeah. I don't want to be your bestie. These hoes messy. Always looking for a problem. Hey. Bitch, hoe, please go get tested. Hey. Yes. You subscribe to me monthly. I know that's right. This is going against me. You're gonna fuck up your parlay. Hey, I'm at the top of my game. Yeah. I woke up looking this good. Guess what, y'all? If these bitches ain't mad, I need to go hard. Can't let them think we the same. Everything big in Texas. But we on the phone on elections. Hey. I know that's right. This shit ain't nothing new to me. She say, y'all love to stick around and get your heart broke. I was, y'all, I'm gonna get the whole song. Don't worry. I'm gonna get the whole song. So shout out to that. She say, this shit ain't nothing new to me. Hey, something about, oh man, hold on. This ain't nothing new to me. Y'all, she say, y'all hold love to stick around and get your heart broke. I'm going to bounce on them like booty cheeks. Yeah, that's what she said. I'm going to bounce on them like booty cheeks. So tune let them know what to do to me. Ah, Miss Pressing Curl. Self-made. She was on there, y'all. Pig. I don't want to be your bestie. These hoes messy. I always looking for a problem. Hey. Big hoe, please go get tested. So shout out to that. Now, hey, Pooper Stars. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to another episode. Yeah. This is episode 15. Somebody type 15 in the comments. 15, 15, 15. Child, that's a lot going on in these internet streets. Yeah, it is, but it ain't. Does that make sense? Child, let me get my handy dandy notes up. Hold on. You see, scoot that up a little bit. Because, like, if I wanted to be on camera, I would be on camera, right? You see? Yeah. But I don't feel like that. I said I don't feel like that. Period. This is my show for when I don't feel like that. Amen? Yeah, so shout out to that. And anyway, y'all, that's what's going on these internet streets. Alright. I said alright. No, Miss President Girl, you gotta listen. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not Friday. I said today. So anyway, let me go ahead and talk about Tank before I forget. Cause I didn't I slid him right on into my description like a bumper car. So let me go ahead and talk that talk, okay? We talking Gervonta Tank Davis right now. If you just now getting here, yeah, hit the like button. Period. I can't do nothing without that. Listen, I'm gonna need you to come through and click the like, okay? Period. What else is going on, child? Like I said, it's a little and it's a lot. Does that make sense, child? It got to make perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? That means like it's a lot of topics, but they just lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing juicy like that. Yeah. But shout out to that child, cause listen, I don't make the news, I just deliver it, okay? Period. Like I'm on a paper route. Like I'm on my old paper route. Baby, y'all know I used to throw paper. Sure did. And I liked it. I absolutely liked it. If they paid more, I probably would still mess around a little bit. Yeah, so shout out to that. Child, true story. I was just talking about was just talking about my paper route the other day. Shout my old paper route. Yeah. Oh. I said I'm delivering the news in a different kind of way though now. Period. So y'all make sure y'all scoot up in here like a bumper car and hit the damn like before we get started. Whoa, oh. Today gonna be good. Today will be great. But shout out to that. Y'all know I say that every single day. I know y'all be like, oh, she say this every day. I sure do. What else is going on? Like, don't you want to have a good day? Every single day? Sure. The fuck? I mean, don't you learn? Don't you know how to block stuff meant to destroy you? Like, shit, before I know it, I'll be getting my Mary J. Blige on. Already. Real love. Ha! I know that's right. Period. Get up in here. This is where the real love is right here. Yeah, so shout out to that. Now, speaking of real love, Gervonta Davis got a whole lot of love on his mug, on his mug shot. Yeah, Tank. The girls took one look at the mugshot and was ready to take you down like Chris Brown. Like Chris Brown said. I said, hold up. Woo! Child, The comments was sending me. Hold on, y'all. I said, well, truth is. You know, I'm just saying, child. They had me laughing though. The comments was freaking funny, okay? And truth is, baby. Truth is, folks was ready to come bond y'all. Put some on that 16K. Because allegedly, Tank has a bond for 16K. Okay, y'all? Out there in Miami. So I guess Tank turned himself in, you know? I don't know. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Can I take you down? I wanna and show you girl. Can I take you down? And body love. Baby, the girl said, The girl said, I hope you're ready, hope you're ready, hope you're ready. Ah! Yeah. Child, so the girls was slithering and slobbering, okay, over Tank's mugshot, okay? So I guess Tank is in jail. Child, Tank is in jail. Allegedly. You know, because, okay, child, so why I seen a video of Finesse talking about I need you to train me. Yeah, that sound about right. Yeah, for this. That sound about right. Okay. Truth is, I definitely think, yeah. Yeah, shit is so funny. Tell me why. For this ass, okay. For this. He talking about he want Tank to train him so he could whoop money back. He talking about he want Tank to train him so he could whoop money bag. Yeah, word on the card. I'm telling you now. But they say he trying to put stuff on money bag ass. Oh God. And so because I need you to train me, right? And I'm like, Finesse, Tank ain't in jail, he on the run. Child, the next thing I see is a mugshot posted. So I'm like, oh Lord, okay then. Finesse. Sure, you better stay on top of this news then. Shit. Well, shout out to that. Shit, for that. And by the way, Finesse has been looking aware. Aware. Okay, these past couple of days. So shout out to that and shout out to Finesse. Because usually he got them little dark eyes. Yeah. He looks alert. Shit look like eggs in his fucking head. Like a boiled egg. Two boiled eggs. With a piece of pepper. Mm. Mm. Truth is, like Fantasia said. Yeah. So, you know, usually he got them alert eyes. Like real alert. Okay. But now, you know what I'm saying? Now his eyes look aware. So shout out to that. Shout out to him. Okay. But yeah, shout. So I was gonna say I learned from. I found out. I did on the cool, but I didn't believe him. I thought he didn't know what he was talking about. But yes, y'all, on the cool, Finesse is the person that told me, right? That look, I said it like he called me up, but not for real. He told me it is what it is. Like, listen, that's what's going on with the internet these days. You know, it is what it is. You press live, and you can tell as many people as you can reach. You know, and it's just like a FaceTime. Truth is, just like being on FaceTime with your mama. Okay, so yeah, truth is, Finesse told me that Tank was in jail. I didn't even know Tank was in jail. So anyway, scroll through social media, find the mug shot. Tank is in the slammer. I know, right? I know. It's crazy. It's never a good thing, right? No, I don't know. Depends on who you ask. I don't know. Let me get out of it. Okay, I'm out. And so shout out to that. I said, let me hold up. You know. But, you know, listen, let me just say this. For real, y'all. Because this is hard to say. But I'm just going to say it. Because sometimes, you know, man, I had to take a quick, listen. The truth is, y'all, it's really hard to do this because you can't say everything that you feel. Does that make sense? So you can't say that such and such. You can't call somebody's it's just like, I'll take it a step further. You can't say everything you feel. You can't say everything that comes to your mind, you know? So to me, you have a lot of people who are, I'm not going to say liars. That's not the word I'm looking for. But, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I just feel like you have a lot of fake and phoniness, if that makes sense. Yeah, so shout out to that. Shout out to that. No, truth is, because like you have a lot of people, right, who, okay, for instance, this is a prime example. It was a lot of women in the comments talking about how fine Tank is. Then it was a lot of women in the comments talking about, but Tank is in jail for hitting on a woman. Are y'all okay? Prime example. Prime example, though. That's a good example of what I'm trying to say, in other words. You understand? You understand? It's like, on one hand, it's like, hold on. First of all, let me just get something out the way, off the rip. Because y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Welcome back to my podcast, okay? Politicking Hour. We in episode 15. What's today? January. Hold on, y'all. God damn, where did January go to? Come back. Where you got to be? For real. Shit besides in 2027. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so out the rip. I already said, let me make this clear. Let me make this crystal clear. Clear as day, clear as a piece of ice, clear as gin. Okay? Shout out to that. I already said, okay, I don't believe that Tank is constantly putting his hands on women. 100%. I don't believe that. Okay? I said that. Can't take that back. Okay? I said it with my chest. Because that's what I feel. Okay? That's what I believe. Something tells me that Tank has figured out a way to be off of work. Okay? It just is what it is. I don't know if Tank is able to say, I'll be back in a year. I don't know. I don't know. But I will say that the people in boxing, the people who call the plays, they told us. They said Tank is being stripped of his title for 2 reasons. He's been stripped of his title because he has this legal issue, legal issue going on. Okay? Truth is. You follow me? The second reason they said he is being stripped of his title is because he's not boxing. He's not boxing. Okay? Now, why Tank ain't boxing? For real. Like, why Tank ain't boxing? Exactly. Tank ain't boxing because seemingly, I'm not saying this like it's actual and factual, so please don't please don't take me through that, Devontae. But no, I think Tank ain't boxing for whatever reason. Tank ain't boxing, right? But I don't think it's because of the legal issues. I think he done found a loophole. In other words, shut up. Caught a lot. You know what I'm saying? For real. And that is not like, all jokes aside. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know that, like, yeah, it's a serious topic. But for real. At the same time, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm telling y'all what I believe, okay? Period. But with that being said, though, it's always the righteous people, right? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it. The ones that stand on the side of right that's commenting. And shout out to that. And shout out to them. You know? Keep doing what you do. Yeah. So shout out to that. But I be looking for the people that like, man, he fine. He fine. Yeah. And I'ma DM his ass. You know, Tank it out. You see, Tank, I promise you ain't got the hit on me. Yeah, you hit me a different way. Okay, so shout out to that. You know, like, where are the people who not the ones who throw him away? Oh, he's no good. He's trash. He hits on women. Not them. What the ones that, oh, it's okay. God will forgive you. I forgive you too. You know what I'm saying? What they at? What they at? You know, because it's like, they exist too. They do. They exist too. And honestly, y'all, I would love to hear from the other side sometimes. You know, it just is what it is because there is another side. It is. God dang it. You want the truth? Y'all know y'all got to be able to handle it over here with me. There is another side. You know? The side that, listen, I forgive you. I listen, I'm not God. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I pray for you, brother. Yeah, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you better. Yeah, period. I wish you peace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, um, because I was once you. You know, I used to do it too. You know, I didn't called off and I had to pay my debt to society. You know, I had to check myself. I really had to learn. You know, like where are they at? I be want to hear from them sometimes. It's okay. Okay. Truth is, you know what I'm saying? Period. Period. End of discussion. You know what I'm saying? And you know, them comments showed that there are two different people. You know what I'm saying? That like that the comments show that like there are just more than one what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to explain. It's hard to describe. But anyway, y'all, Tank, I think he turned himself in. I'm not sure what's going on out there in Florida. You know, but the reason why I said that is because, like, the average celebrity, right? And I won't even say a celebrity. Let's take that word out of it. The average person, okay, that is financially okay, right? Usually, I'm still here. Y'all know I like to leave. I ain't. So shout out to that. Okay, usually, right? They can um like get their affairs in order. Okay, boom, you got a warrant. Okay, let me contact my lawyer. Lawyer, do your thing. Lawyer, hey, we're gonna do your walkthrough. You know what I'm saying? Boom, walkthrough. Don't gotta sit in jail. Boom. Walkthroughs in Florida, I don't know. I can't explain it, but like it just seems like it doesn't go smooth like that. Does that make sense? So in other words, in Florida, they be having people on the run for a while. Because Tank was just on the run, allegedly. He went from having a warrant to being on the run. Maybe that's just the way Florida like to handle their stuff. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they did Antonio Brown the same way. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. Maybe somebody can let me know. Why it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it shouldn't have to be like that. They should have a warrant, boom, bond back out. Not all of this like they on the run type stuff. Now I will say this though. But I'm not gonna say it like it's actual and factual because it's not. It's just my opinion. But listen, I want to say this. I think that Tank might need to change the scenery. Yeah, let's talk about it. He might not necessarily need to go back to Baltimore. I wouldn't really recommend that. Not that much. Listen, they say most people who make it, and become successful should leave their hometown. And what do they say they should? I don't know if they say they should, but I have heard something about that. And so I just think staying in your hometown isn't the best idea, okay, for a lot of people. But it also depends on where you're from. But again, though, something just tells me it's just not the best idea, But it is what it is, right? So, I wouldn't recommend Tank go back to Baltimore. Absolutely not. You know. But again, I don't know nothing about Baltimore, so that's that. But I will say this: it seems like Florida isn't. You know, I can't explain it, but like, I would just recommend a change of scenery. Like, it doesn't have to be forever. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, it doesn't have to be for forever, okay? But ugh, just temporarily. You know what I'm saying? Temporarily, I would say. Like, like it just, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it just seems like he not doing that well in Florida. Like, I don't know what's going on with Florida. I don't know if it's the girls, you know. But it just seems to not be the best, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Environment. It don't seem to be the best environment for him. Truth is, and when you are successful, right, like Tank is, then shit, I think you should successfully try something different. Shit, truth is. It is what it is. Now, I said that because, word on the curb is Tank, they be acting like Tank used to hit on Ari. You know what I'm saying? Put his hands on Ari like that. Sometimes. Allegedly. Right? And like, so if that's true, well, I just want to say, I just feel like, I think that was going on in Florida too. So it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I can't explain it, but it just seems like Florida isn't the best spot for him. Shit, in other words, because like I said that because it's just too much going on, y'all. It's been too much going on. Shit. Like, for instance, remember when he I don't know if he got in trouble for it, but I think he did. Remember when he snatched up Dretta by her jacket or whatever, her arm or whatever he grabbed Dretta by? I think she was in Florida. Like, don't quote me, but I think that was a Florida issue. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and then like, no, I'm not contradicting myself. I'm not, because hold on. He allegedly touched on Ari, allegedly did whatever he did to Dretta, all in Florida, okay? But since then, hold on. And then the other baby mama, okay? What's I think her name is Granessa or something like that. Child, don't quote me. But I do believe the stuff with Granessa too, though. You know what I'm saying? Truth is, like, this is the thing. I believe that he has issues. I do. I believe that he has issues. But I also believe that he has learned how to manipulate those issues, okay, and make them work for him. So in other words, like I said, I don't believe that he's doing everything that they say he's doing. I believe that he is he got people saying he did it, okay? As a loophole, okay? It just is what it is to cancel out them contracts. You know, it is what it is. I think Tank, shit, they're smartened up. It just is what it is. I think he didn't finally read his paperwork. Okay. So like, no, I'm not contradicting myself at all. Okay. I do think that he has past issues, right? That he's still dealing with. But I just don't believe the new stuff that's being reported. You know, I don't. Without Tank addressing it for real. You know, I'm still, and then even if he addressed it, I don't know if I would really believe it like that. I don't. But I guess his words could definitely paint a truthful, a more, you know, a better picture for us, for sure. And add more context to everything going on with him. But I don't know, because it just don't make a lot of sense, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, I can't explain it, but you can always tell when something's going on with somebody. And like, something was going on with Tank when he fought Lamont. Something. He just didn't seem like himself like that. So if I had to guess, I would say whatever's going on with him been going on with him since around the if not before, around the Roach fight. You know? It just is what it is, y'all. But yeah, Tank turns himself in, child. They, you know, they got him. And people were saying like, oh, 16K, oh hell, he at home. You know, wow, who knows? But shout out to Tank though. I hope he get it together. You know, it is what it is. Whatever it is, cause you know, only he and God knows. You know what I'm saying? Tank know if he got real issues. He know. You know, so that's that. You know how people say, you can lie to me, but you can't lie to, you know, it is what it is. He can lie. He can lie. He can manipulate. And baby, he can do some fooling too. Truth is. But not himself. Not himself and not God. Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to, you know, he can't, you know, he can't lie to himself and he can't lie to God. You know, he can manipulate and make it look good, you know, to others all day long, but he can't do it to himself. So, and God, the main two people that matter. So anyway, prayers though, you know, prayers. Seriously, because sometimes people like, how can I put it? Again, it's like I just said, you know, you got different types of people in life. You know, the ones that throw you away versus, you know, the ones that, you know, choose to show grace, you know. And so like, yeah, you still gotta pray for folks. It is what it is. If you care about them, or you like them, or you rock with them, you know what I'm saying? For instance, I like Tank. Y'all know that. I'm a Tank Davis fan. So like, with that being said, man, I pray for him for what he needs. And everybody around him too. Shoot. So hopefully if the things that are true, he get what he needs. You know what I'm saying? In his lifetime. So he can really be happy. Because at the end of the day, like, nobody wants to, you know, does that make sense? Like, people don't like you know what I'm saying? So in other words, come on now. People have issues, y'all. You know what I'm saying? People have issues. We all got different issues. You know what I'm saying? So just like you got issues that you probably need help with, that you probably can't control like that, you probably, you know what I'm saying, be having to deal with on an every single day basis. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. And so, yeah. I just want to send some prayers his way because, you know, I choose to not throw people away. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't keep their hands to themselves. You know, because unfortunately, you know, the sad truth is we know somebody like that. I mean, the truth is, you know, like most of us know somebody like that. Hell. Most of us met people like that in kinder. Yeah, kinder hadn't even made it to the first grade. You know what I'm saying? We all know somebody that don't get along with others, don't play well with others. You know, can't keep their hands to themselves. You know, it starts in preschool for real. For a lot of people, I'm just saying. But like, no, for real. All jokes aside, like, try anyway. And yeah, so shout out to that. What else is going on? I gotta get me a duster. I gotta get me a duster ASAP. That's what I want. Yep, that's what I need. Like, when I go to the store and I look for a duster, they don't never have the old school duster. That's why I don't have one. I got one, but I don't like it at all. It's short. It's just, it's trash. Truth is, so, y'all gotta give me a duster. Baby. Shout out to that ASAP. But what else is going on these internet streets? So Tank went to jail, child. He went to jail. And truth is, he probably out. Okay? Probably out. Shoot. So anyway, let's continue. prayers up for everybody involved though, okay? Because I don't know. Yeah, truth is I don't know. I don't. Like there is another side to this story. Well, not a side, but there could be, like, for instance, what if it's true? So again, I want to send prayers for everybody involved, because you have a lot of people, right, who love to talk about these people getting knocked around upside the head, right, for a paycheck. And it's dangerous. Truth is, it's dangerous. I don't see her. Y'all know I like to leave out hanging every now and then, but like, no, for real. Truth is, people love to like speak about athletes and them possibly having trauma to the head and stuff like that, right? But like that's it. So it's just like, what else though? Like I don't know. Like, so in other words, when I'm hearing those conversations, I'm looking for somebody to say, well, there's doctors, I mean, he should be getting treated. She should be getting treated. Even the athletes, hell, I would love for them to come out and, yeah, I have a. Okay, a neurologist. So shout out to that. And y'all know I gotta clock it. I definitely have a background, a medical, okay, background. It's not that extensive, okay, but I know a little something when it comes to the medical field. So but it's so many different doctors' names. It is. It's so many different ones, okay. But yeah, but like, yeah, kind of on my head a little bit that I didn't know the name, but it is what it is because there's so many different specialists. It is what it is, but it's a neurologist. Shit, all of them should have neurologists on deck that they see once a year or maybe even twice. You know, but like, yeah, let's get the real conversation going. Shit, the topic shouldn't be if they had something going on with their head. The topic should be if they are currently being treated for that, whether they have it or not. It's something to look out for. It's something to, have to go to the doctor for and be seen. Sure. Because I could see how unresolved trauma can be bad for somebody like Tank, for real. For real. Okay? One. And then two, you just never know. Like his brain might process anger differently than ours. It just is what it is. From the fighting. Like, who knows, okay? I don't. I really don't. So that's why I said, I'm willing to pray for everybody involved, okay? Period. Because I don't have all the facts. It just is what it is. So, yeah. All right. See my prayers out. Okay. Miss Precious Girls. Shout out to that. Yeah. Shout out to that. Y'all know Shay Renee is a real one. Period. Anyway, what else is going on these internet streets, child? So, hold on, y'all. Well, hey, Poopa Stars. So, I ran across a post that went viral, okay? And the post was basically about a woman that was excited, okay? Excited to be giving birth, right? But she left, like, she was a surrogate, okay? So she was excited to be giving birth and collecting her money, okay? Which the money, okay, was a whopping, okay, whopping $75K, okay, whopping. And I wanted to ask my audience what they thought. Like, what do you guys think? Is $75K enough to be a surrogate? Honestly, I have thought about being a surrogate for free. Honestly. Now, I forgot. I kind of forgot. That's crazy. I didn't kind of forgot who I was thinking about being a surrogate for, but I know I definitely thought about it before. And it was definitely for somebody close, of course, if I said I would do it for free. You know what I'm saying? But, okay, so the fact that I was going to do it for free, okay, 75K could be good, depending on who you ask. I want to know. I want to ask my audience, chat, what do y'all think? Is 75,000 enough to have a baby? Now let me tell you, I have had some difficult pregnancies. Probably not the worst though, because I have definitely seen and heard other stories that was like, not as bad as mine's, I mean, worse than mine's, I would say. But still, You know, but if I'm being real, y'all, like all the way real, it seems slow. You know, it seems really, really low. Honestly, I think that it should I think 75K is being lowball, if I'm being real, honestly. But you never know. Okay? Because this is how I'm looking at it too. I'm looking at it like, well, if you make it too expensive, then a lot, like less people will do it. But so, you know, because to me it should be, I don't know. Honestly, y'all, I really don't know. Hey, 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 shout out to that. I know that's right. I'm off camera today. This is my podcast. Shout out to that. And shout out to you, though, for jumping in my comments. I know that's right. But, like, no. 75K really, to me, ain't enough money to, you know, be pregnant for. It's less than 10 bands a month. It's right around 8. A little more than that. I just think it's too low of a number, if that makes sense. But hey, I wanted y'all to tell me what y'all thought about it. Y'all jump in my comments and let me know what y'all think about it. What else is going on these internet streets? Child. So, okay, period. So shout out to that. Okay, so, child, I was scrolling and rolling on Instagram, and tell me why. This ain't funny. I ran across the post. It was a hold on, y'all. I ran across the old post, y'all, where they was talking about Chris. Hold on, let me get this right. So it was a post about Kris Jenner, y'all. Chris and Bruce, okay? And it was basically talking about, it was a post showing, right, that I guess Chris had just found out about Bruce, you know, and so that's what it was about. You know, it was, you know, it was, what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. It was, damn, hold on, I'm gonna get the word. Hold on, I'm gonna get the word. It was sad, y'all. And emotional. That ain't the word I was looking for, but I'll take it. Because it was taking too long. But yeah, it was really sad, you know, because Chris was crying and stuff like that, you know. And she was saying to her kids, they're like, he's gone. And her kids was like, he's not gone. But y'all know what I got from that? I said, boy, Chris is hell, y'all. Baby, I'll tell you one thing. When you dealing with Kris Jenner, baby, you know it's gonna be hell to tell the cap. Oh yes, Miss Present Girl. Kris is hell. I'm telling y'all right now. Right. Hold on. There is not that many. That's funny. It's funny and it's not. But when I tell y'all, it's not really that many industry people to get, you know, like, to compare Kris to. Kris is a bad girl. Period. It just is what it is, child. And I said all that. Y'all know why I said that? Because when the clip went off and I started reading, you know, Kris act like Bruce hurt her so bad by coming transitioning into trying to be a trans woman. You would have thought, you know what I'm saying? Kris would have been running away from that man. You know? And didn't want nothing from him. Shit. That's the average woman. Mind you, Kris Jenner ass ain't the average woman. Okay? So, her ass, that's another thing. So, she was asking Bruce, because they was cleaning out their house. She asked Bruce, was there anything he wanted? He said no. That hurt her. She was crying. She was like, she didn't cry to Bruce though. So shout out to her. Shout out to that. She was crying to her kids. She was telling them, she was like, man, he didn't want nothing. A picture, a candle, like, no memories from their home to move forward with. That hurt her. But I said, after all that, you, like I said, you'd have thought she'd have been fleeing, running faster than Bruce when Bruce was in his goddamn day. You'd have thought she would have ran and flew right back into that Kardashian last name, or her original. I said, Kris is hell. She said, now you finna have to watch me still be a Jenner, bitch. Yeah. Oh. They took me out when I realized that lady kept that man last night. I said, I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. That's Kris Jenner all day, baby. Yeah, they made that song for Kris. Period. I said, Kris don't give a damn. kept that man's last name and got a boyfriend. I don't know. But, you know, I guess Chris said, you know, I don't know. I don't know if Chris gonna ever marry Corey. Sure don't seem like it. Chris said the last name stays. I could not believe that, y'all. I said, we got to talk about Miss Preston Girl tomorrow. Yeah. So shout out to that. Let's see here. Yeah. Child, true story. Chris, ooh. Don't mess with that bad Mama Jama. That's a bad one there. Period, hands down. You know, there's not a lot of people to get that card to. For real. I was trying to tell y'all when I first started. It's not. It's just not a lot of people. That work as hard as Chris do. Period. It's not. I mean, one person that do come to mind a little, you know, but I don't know if he on the same level as Chris, but I will say this. Beyonce daddy worked his butt off. You know, when he was working with B, he was working his butt off for sure. But Chris, Kris Jenner make you remember his levels to this ish, you know? It just is what it is. Child. So anyway, shout out to that bad Mama Jama child. Yeah, Bruce had another thing coming. Yeah, shout out to that. And it's crazy too, cause Lord, I was just telling y'all that all the men that date the Kardashians, they always leave weird. Scott might be the only one. But I don't know. Because Scott lost his parents. And that could be from natural causes. Yes, of course. But Scott lost his parents very close to one another. Now, if Scott would have never lost his parents, I'll be like, he the one who got away. But I don't know. Period. But, and so as I was talking about all their exes, right, that seems to have issues. You got Kanye. Issues. Reggie Bush. Well, Reggie Bush got away from me. He one of the ones. Yeah, his mama didn't play that shit. His mama said, get away. Nope, she could send someone right. Something. He probably came home and told her something. She said, just ain't right. His mom finished the sentence. He said, just ain't right. So shout out to the mama. Yeah. You know, Reggie got away kinda. But to me, Reggie was doing better in his career before he started messing with Kim. So his football career might have been sacrificed for leaving Kim. It just is what it is. He probably said, oh well, fuck it. I'll give me somebody that look just like him and stay my ass in the house. Period. So shout out to Reggie. Shout out to that. Oh, let's talk about it. And so you got Lamar Odom. Man, Lamar is somebody that won NBA championships. Okay? I'm talking about somebody who you know, was teammates with Kobe Bryant. Come on, man. Shoot. Man, I hate what they did to Lamar. Real. And when I say they, whoever. Nobody in particular here. But, they did Lamar bad. Truth is. Who else? You got Travis. Travis seemingly had to go through that concert stuff. Is that it? I think that's it, y'all. But Bruce Last but not least, Bruce, child. Bruce barely left away with a whack attacker, child. He almost had to lose that motherfucker to get out. Ah! And that ain't funny. But it's just a joke. Big, it's just a joke. Okay? So don't come for me, but like now, like, Miss Press Girl, okay? Some bad mama jammas over there, okay? Period. I'm so glad. They done raised up, okay? Something going on. They done let my people go. Ha! Right out to that. They don't want y'all. They don't want y'all no more. Y'all done raised out of here. They done trying with y'all. Yeah, truth is, it just is what it is. Anyway, hey, people stars. Scoot up in here, hit the like button. Anyway. So, yes, child. Chris burnt off, okay? Just like a thief in the night. Yeah. She sure did. I said, go, Chris. Ha! Yeah. Gone, Chris. Yeah, what else is going on these internet streets, child? Woo. Truth is, like Fantasia said. 75K for a surrogate. Nikki. Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner ties Caitlyn Jenner. Chris said, you won't be the only Jenner in here. Not the only Jenner in here. So anyway, shout out to Chris, baby. Shout out to Chris. Chris is a bad mama jamma, like I told you. What else is going on these internet streets? Sauce Walka. Okay, hold on. Sauce Walka? Okay, hold on. Let's get there. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. So shout out to that. Now, Egypt. Child. Egypt over there looking all buff and shit. Truth is, but she been looking like that. So she look bit. I said she been looking like that. Baby, that is what's his name? Trez. Naughty by Nature. Yeah, that's her his daughter, baby. Yes, baby. She raised up them guns. Yeah, she raised up her arms like the people do when they showing off their muscles. She said, I said, pow! I heard something. I said, well, damn! I ducked. Oh, now, oh, yeah. Oh, but that ain't even the funny part. The funny part is, to me anyway. Child, I just be talking. That is the funny part. But no, for real. Yesterday I was scrolling and rolling and I saw Chrisean say that she Krishan is doing well, she said she don't know who she fighting yet. Excuse me. She said her ooh, excuse me, the way my head is hurt. I'm so glad I got 10 minutes. I'll just playing. But yeah, shout out to that. I definitely ain't got that long. And that's good, period, because my head just started hurting, child. But anyway, so, I'm seeing stuff, child. But anyway, Krishan, she said she don't know who she fighting yet, but she said it's gonna be announced. When did she say? Oh man, I forgot. Oh. My bad, child. I'ma quit doing that. Like I be just taking the information and like I don't know. I can't explain it. Like I'm here, there, everywhere. This just is what it is. I'm here, there, everywhere, y'all. And the truth is, if I saved every single thing that I wanted to tell y'all about or I wanted to report on, man, I'd be saving probably at least 50 something items a day. You know, just, ugh, child. So anyway. She was basically saying that it's gonna be announced soon, though, who she got to squabble up with, and she was saying she don't know who it is yet. She said her trailer will be coming soon. She said it's only 9 seconds. But yeah, I remember seeing Krishan say that yesterday. So, you know, it was kind of, I don't know what you can call it, but then here come. Like I said, y'all know Pepper from Salt and Pepper, and I think his name is. I do not know his name. Is it Trez? I cannot think of his name, but it's the one from Naughty by Nature, child. I used to know his name, but that's what happens when you get old and you don't go nowhere and stuff. Cause speaking of which, he be coming out, but I think it's 2 people from Naughty by Nature, and the other one I don't ever see, never. So anyway. Pepper daughter was saying she wanna, she said she wanna fight Krishan. You know, so she wanna box Krishan. So I'm like, like, is that their way of announcing to Krishan who her opponent gonna be? You know what I'm saying? They announcing it to her and us all at the same time, or is she just trying to get that fight? Child, I don't know. Okay, I really don't. But I know, I will say this about it. I like the time that they giving them. Let me see. Cause we in January. Yeah, we in January. And Krishan, she say she fight in April. So it's gonna be interesting to see Miss Pressing Curl go out there and get her Wheaties. Now I will say this. I really hope and pray Krishan wins her first match. I do. Because if she don't, what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's gonna make her not want to box? Or do y'all think it will make her more eager to stick with it? Like, how do y'all think? I think losing can be bad, like a really bad thing, especially first, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, Tank, Clarissa, that other new guy, which I can't think of his name. Dang, don't quote me. His name might be Morris or something like that. I cannot think of his name. But anyway, it's the young guy, okay? He reminds me of Tank. He reminds me a lot of Tank. But anyway, he's working with Mayweather. Mayweather's young fighter right now. Morrison, something. Can't think of his name. But him, a lot of them, they start out winning. It is what it is. Winning, knocking shit out. Okay, it just is what it is. You know, and then I guess if the L gonna come, the L come way, 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 way later on. But like, when you first start boxing, if you whooping everything in your, you know, then I could see how that would keep them motivated, keep them going, keep them fighting, keep them in it. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like losses, you know, losses, I can't explain that. You know, I just feel like a loss can make a person not want to go back out there and do it no more. You know? For real. I can see how, you know, a loss can do that to somebody. Now, it depends on how established they are. Like I said, um, one loss ain't supposed to stop no vet from getting it. It just is what it is, you know. No, truth is kind of like AB. Like AB, Bronner is a vet in the boxing world right now. It is what it is. He a vet. He should be able to dance on water and not get wet by now. You know, it is what it is. Bronner been boxing for a minute. Bronner don't like, you know. In other words, when Bronner take L's, I'm not gonna say it don't embarrass him because I'm sure it does. But like he haven't just stopped. In other words, you know. But again, who knows what Bronner's career would have, how long his career would have went if he would have been taking them L's early on in the beginning. In other words, like I said, shoot. In the beginning, it's probably just a whole lot of winning, period, for most of them. And that's what keeps them motivated and keeps them going, you know? But, like, I don't know. I just feel like in your earliest fights, to lose, like, your first one ever, yeah, I don't know. That might, you know, that might make a boxer not even want to do the shit for real no more, you know? So, yeah, just really wondering, um, what it's gonna be like. For Christian, for real. But only time will tell. Whew, only time will tell, because she got to get out there. Hold on, y'all. Um, Christian got to get out there by April. Now, ooh, my bad, y'all. I start feeling a little bad. For whatever reason, I don't know what's going on with me. But anyway. Child, I'm still here. Y'all know I just like to leave, like to leave y'all hanging sometimes. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. Y'all hold on real quick. So let me. I need to get my bonnet. All right, I'm back. So, all right, so, and then speaking of boxing, child, oh, I wish y'all sit down. Yeah, I said I just need y'all to sit down for real, cause now I don't know what's going on, y'all. Ugh, the fuck. Hold on. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, baby, in these internet streets, but something is going on for real because everybody is trying to box right now. I'm like, oh my God. Take the one and leave the one. Yes, listen. So, listen, y'all. I don't know what was going on with South Walker last night. I told y'all that South has been streaming, okay? For all our people stars that's here all the time, they know, okay? It is what it is. I'll say, yeah, she said that. She told us that, for sure. She told me that. Shay Renee told me that. I know that, okay? It is what it is because South's been streaming, okay? It is what it is. Now, I'm not on Twitch, but word on the curb is, you know, he pretty entertaining over there, okay? So shout out to that and shout out to him. And speaking of boxing and South Walker and all of that, Adam 22, please. Like, I think the fuck not, okay? After what you, like, Adam. Like, stop it. Please, okay? Please, like, we don't want to hear from you. No, moo. Don't call out nobody else, especially not no freaking South Walker. You're tripping, okay? Yeah. Telling you now. Like, let that go, Mr. Preston Curl. Anyway, uh, but no, South Sauce was going off last night. I'm not exactly sure what happened though. I need to get the scoop. I need to go back and get the whole 411 because I don't have it. But I see Sauce going off last night online, and he was basically saying that he'll get, you know, Sauce say he'll get it. He said he'll get it with any celebrity. He said any celebrity for free. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. Shout out to Sauce. Um, oh yeah, he said for the free 99 pull up. I think he said no cloud, no cameras, just I don't know, you know, pull up and get it or something like that. But don't quote me. But I want to say this about it. I don't know what's going on and why all these celebrities want to fight each other and da 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 da. You know, like honestly, I don't know. I really don't. I don't. I mean, I think something is going on with the boxing world where, like, I don't know if they got an extra bag, child. I don't know. Okay. All I know is it's kind of odd though, ain't it? For real. Um, no, for real. And then like, man, oh, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. It is for real. Cause like Sauce ain't talking about that. You know, he was talking about just some regular, degular punching. Okay? Period. It's disgusting. I said, well, shout out to that. Now I will say this though. Sauce got a lot of that. Shout out to Sauce. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. Now listen, I can't speak for everybody else, so I'm gonna go ahead and speak for myself, okay? Um, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I had to do something real quick. But yes, I know. Y'all, shut, man, be quiet. Y'all know it was important. If I put you on hold, it is what it is. Shout out to that. Y'all know I rock with y'all heavy. Yeah, so I don't want to hear it, okay? Hands down. But anyway, like I was trying to tell y'all though. Now I can't speak for everybody else, so I'm just gonna speak for myself on this one. Sauce, uh, being real, Sauce. The people really only want to see you fight one box, whatever, get your scratch, squabble up with one celebrity, okay? Yeah, truth is. And I'm sure you probably already know who that is. That is Go Yayo. Period. Like, yeah. That's the only person we really want to see you get it on the floor with. Okay? Yeah, the truth is. Like Gunna said. I mean, like Fantasia said. Okay? It just is what it is. Like I just had to put that out there. So Go Yayo. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Eminem for saying. It is what it is. I don't know if Go Yayo heard, you know, or whatever. Child, it just is what it is. I don't know if Go Yayo got the message, okay? But it is what it is. House was online last night saying, you know, it is what it is. He died. You know, he died. He said, pull up. And he ready, you know? And I'm like, well, dang. He is running around here with the girl that got into it with Stefan. I'm like, oh, ooh, you know, like, I don't know, child, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Truth is, but wouldn't it be crazy if that girl was already messing with Sauce before Stefan? In other words, what if she was Sauce girl? Like, one of Sauce's girls. Not saying she is, but what if she was? Mm. Child, that would be real funny to me. Anyway, but let's continue, because, like, yeah, we all know Sauce been talking to Malone. Okay, Malone is the same girl. All right, you know, in other words, child, they was in there locking up, allegedly. You know, like, he said, she said. Type ish. Because if you let her tell it, Stefan did this, and that. And if you let him tell it, she was doing this, and that. Okay? But anyway, yeah, you know, he was messing with the H-Town girl. You know, it is what it is, shy. I often say, y'all better be careful with that. But the truth is, like, you never know where. Okay, these girls live. It just is what it is. South might, you know, he might got a lot of that all over. So that's interesting and funny. Okay, just a little, you know, little tea. You know what I'm saying? To 10 too or whatnot. But like, yes, y'all. Sauce called out. He said, whatever celebrity you want to do it. Do it. Sauce was like, y'all can. Yeah, he said, y'all just absolutely motherfucking can, okay? Period. And then, and yeah, I was like, well, let me just go ahead and put my 2 cents in, you know. I sure did. I was like, well, let me just go ahead and tell Sauce, man. Sauce, listen, this is what the people want. For real. But yeah. Ain't no need, for real. It really ain't no need. Well, this is the thing, though. Sauce, in his mind, he probably got a list. You know? Because, like, that's the thing. Everybody don't be knowing every single thing, you know? So, like I said, like, who knows? Uh, Sauce probably might have. I know I'm reaching, but he could have got into it with Stefan before in the DMs, you know? So, considering nobody knows who he really be having issues with, nobody knows who, you know, uh, that call out could have been for real, you know? But I will say this though, when it comes to Sauce, it's only one celebrity that comes to mind like that, and that's gonna be Yayo. So we might as well tell Yayo. Miss Sauce get their action. It is what it is. Either squash it or you know, whatever. It is what it is. But it's like unresolved, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I don't care what nobody say. It seemed like I had this conversation with y'all before. Like sometimes when you don't get your scratch, right? It's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling. It just depends on why. But it don't matter. You know how they be talking about? Hold on, y'all. You know how people be saying, the one who got away? So, for instance, if people lose a good man, or when people lose a good woman, they always classify, not always, but there's a saying that people like to say, and they be saying, that's the one who got away. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me though, sometimes I feel like the one who got away might have been somebody that you're supposed to squabble up with. Oh yeah, truth is. And like, letting that one get away, sometimes it ain't always the best thing to do. It's not. It just depends. Pray over it. Truth is, I don't know what else to tell you, because I'm going to tell you like this. Sometimes that one who got away can be on the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't good. That is not good. Now, it's a difference if you squashed it. You know, that ain't the one that got away. It's a difference. It's a difference when you over it. You know, and it's lots and lots of different factors that can factor in it. But the truth is, y'all, sometimes all of that later on, and it ain't even it. Sometimes it's right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You know how people say on site? Like, yeah. Sometimes, I hate to say it, that'd be the best route to take. You know what I'm saying? Because all that later on, sometimes it just don't go right. You know, just is what it is. Sometimes it just don't go right. And then, right? Here you are, years and years later, still dealing with the one who got away. No, F that. You see what I'm saying? For instance, Ari, Jada, one of them got away. Okay? I'm telling you what I know. Truth is, that's how I feel about it. You know, like it is what it is. Like something is going on with them to where I feel like one of them got away. You know? And now, what we see now is the results of that. But like now, if it would have got taken care of right then and there, it wouldn't have got dragged out like this. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah. I said all that to say, people be, man, listen, I don't know. Because like I was telling y'all earlier, sometimes you can't even say everything you want to say, everything that's on your mind because, you know, um, for backlash. It just is what it is. So, yeah, I can't even really say everything I want to say. I will just say though that like that's what the people want. Okay, period, hands down. And like I know Sauce be saying he don't necessarily want it recorded, but like, man, okay, so you wanna just squash it and then y'all come tell us it's squashed? You wanna lock up and like it just oh Lord. That don't make no sense to me, for real. Like it make a little bit of sense because Sauce is a businessman, right? And I feel like, it is what it is. Being a businessman, you know what I'm saying? He should know how to put business first, and it is what it is. If he say it ain't no business, it ain't got nothing to do with no business for him, then it is what it is. But man, one thing he gots to know is that's what the people want. Period. That's what the people want. Go Yayo is the one who got a wife. Okay? From you, South. It is what it is. Like, y'all, to me, those two, they did too much bumping. Too much to not, to not have to, see about each other or whatnot. Yeah. Go, y'all. Sauce is the one who got a wife. Okay? This is one because he got a wife. Now, it's crazy though, all that no camera and all of that. Man, go on with that. For real. That's how I feel about it. Going on with that. Sure. Why keep the cameras out of it? Keeping the cameras out of it is like keeping the internet out of it. And like, no, y'all been put us in it. So like, no, it is what it is. We already in it. Don't try to hide the shit now. Period. So that's that. Child, but why is everybody around here trying to squabble up? Listen, if you ask me, the out-of-towners got a bag. It just is what it is. The out-of-towners got a bag. And I'll take it a step further. They was able to buy into boxing some kind of way. Allegedly. Seemingly. I don't know if it's true. But I'm telling y'all what I think I know. The out-of-towners got a bag. Okay? And they getting it. They getting it, y'all. They getting it. They in their bag. Yeah, I don't care what nobody say. Truth is, shoot. So, and to me, they done broke this one off, this one off. You know what I'm saying? And said, make it happen. So, like, I don't know. Like, people like Aiden Rouse, to me, he got a little pension. He got a little pinch of it. Got a little coin. And whoever else has action. See, like, Charleston White, he been fighting. So I feel like he know how to get the fights and stuff like that. Like, that one man, his last name is Hernandez. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The one who, something about Young Dolph. Like, I got to go back and do my research on him. Because I don't know what he did. I don't know what he was in jail for. I thought he went to jail for something with Dolph. But he out. So now I'm all confused. I know they were saying something about his daughter. You remember his daughter had got pow-powed and unalived down here in Texas. Like, it's a lot. So much to keep up with, y'all. But anyway, he been online getting into it with Woody. And now he's talking about Charleston White told him that he can get a bag. And he want to box Woody for some money now. And I'm like, oh, my God, y'all. It's a lot. Okay? And, like, if I had to guess, child, somebody is down here giving that bag out for boxing. And the people just trying to get it. Shit, if you ask me, the people is trying to get it. Shit. And I take it a step further. The boxing bag must pay pretty good. Or something. Because, like, I be, like, one thing about it, I be paying attention. And I just feel like Charleston White's, I feel like Charleston's White interview bag is drying up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know, the offers probably ain't coming in like they was. So, like, you know, if you ask me, I feel like Charleston is definitely, you know, in his boxing bag. It just is what it is. Charleston, but based off of what he did in that last fight, I don't know if Charleston want to do that too often, but hey, I don't know what it's paying. You know, it is what it is. I don't know what it's paying, but if I had to guess, more money than these interviews. Yeah, okay. Truth is. But child, yeah, something's going on. Something is going on, child. Got everybody want to run around here and knock each other head out their shoulders, child. And honestly, I don't think nothing wrong with it. But if I just wonder what real boxers think about it. You know, like what do they really think though? Who knows? You know, do they think it's cool? Do they think it's funny? Do they think they making a mockery out of their sport? You know, like, I would love to know. How the boxers is feeling about, you know, everybody trying to get a bag off of boxing, child. I will say this though, there is a couple of matches I want to see, and off the rip, okay, off the rip. Bring me Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. ASAP. Boom. Get them in the ring. Who else? Oh yes, Miss Pressure Curl Cardi. When you done, Tasha K, come on out. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, I want to see Nicki and Tasha. I mean, hold on, Nicki and Cardi. Okay, and then Cardi and Tasha. Okay, and then Sauce and Yayo. talk about it. Sauce and yayo. Line it up. Get ready. Ding, 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 ding. And who else? Child, last but not least, Finesse versus everybody. Shit. Yeah, come on. It's time to jump them. Ha! Truth is, how the hell he been causing, and he think somebody finna let him go one-on-one? Yeah. I'm just playing. But truth is, nah, so he been causing too much chaos. He been causing too much chaos. But fuck it, if you up for it, Offset, come on. But no, money bag, come on. Come on. Come on. Especially because Finesse said you the one he need to train. You the one he need to train for a year. He say Bag ain't doing what he doing in the rooms. He said Moneybag looking strong. Doing pull-ups and sit-ups. Oh, what is going on? He's about he need Tank to train him. Now, I guess Ryan Garcia being out for work. Yeah, he done got his ass laid out. Laid out and played out. Yeah, see, you played. Ryan, what your dad did, you played. And it's crazy, too, because y'all know I'm a boxing fan. I like Ryan. You know what I'm saying? I don't care too much for his little crazy ass daddy. But Ryan, I, okay? The daddy got some issues. But, no, we ain't fucking with Ryan, though. Not until Devin Haney get his fair one. Yeah, shoot the fair one. Shoot the fair one with Devin. And then we probably can talk. But, yeah, oh, Lord, not Ryan being laid off right now, okay? He ain't got no job and ain't got shit to do. He running around streaming and putting on this boxing gear and stuff. And child got Finesse thinking that the boxers is training. Had Finesse calling for Tank to be free. Free you so you can train me. I said, oh. Now Finesse ain't that funny to me. You know, it is what it is. He not that funny. And he not. But that's what I love about that type of thing, and you know, life and stuff like that. We're all different. So shout out to that. And I was just telling y'all just recently, usually most people that people find funny, it's always gonna be a crowd next to the crowd that's laughing saying, it's not funny to me, you know. It's just, that's the way life is, you know. But with that being said, Finesse, he can be funny. Don't get it twisted. He can be. But most of the shit he say ain't funny. He just be yelling. I don't think people find him funny. I be listening to him. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think they think he's funny. Some of them. But a lot of people, I think they just find him entertaining. You know? Like Blueface. Like Blueface. Blueface definitely be having me laughing. You know? He do. But not all the time. And even though a lot of stuff he do is funny, Blueface is just entertaining. There's a difference. You know, it's like Charleston White. Charleston White ain't that funny either. You know, in fact, he say a lot of stuff that make you be like, oh Lord, kind of borderline like embarrassed when Charleston go to talking, and that's how I feel when Finesse talk too. You know what I'm saying? They're just entertaining. You know, they're not funny though. I mean, they say funny things at times, but y'all know what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Like for instance, Tokyo Vanity is funny to me. She's funny. And she know how to say a whole lot of crazy, outlandish, oh my God, that is kind of embarrassing, but funny stuff. Oh, this is episode 16, y'all. My bad. I thought it was 16. 15. This is 16. So shout out to that. Um, yeah. 16 episodes and came around the mountain. I know that's right. So shout out to that. But yeah, no, she funny. Definitely funny. And you know what? Last but not least, y'all. Because God dang it, I didn't forgot. I think I forgot. It just is what it is. It's not too late, so shout out to that. Because I could have like clicked bye. I could have said bye, y'all. See y'all on my next video. And then remember, oh my God, I didn't talk about Super Sin. So Super Sin husband was arrested yesterday. And I was shocked. I was definitely shocked. Now I will say this. He was arrested for failure to appear, something domestic, and then something about like, you know, when you put your hands on somebody, neck in the wrong kind of way. Rhymes with strangulation. So he went to jail for that. But it's just a failure to appeal. So in other words, a lot of people think, okay? A lot of people think that it's old. You know, does that make sense? Like it's an old case that he had a failure to appear on. But I don't know. I do not know, y'all. Don't quote me. Because I'm just not sure about it. But I will say this. I don't know if I follow Super Sin. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I do though. But I guess I would because I don't know if I follow her or not. But that doesn't matter. I just said all that to say. So I was scrolling and rolling on Instagram just recently, minding my business. And, she came across my feed and it was her explaining how her life is so chaotic right now at this time and moment, okay? Because, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Almost because, like, people around her won't let her live. Okay? It just is what it is. That's basically what she was saying. She was saying that people from her city just basically, she said it like they basically talk her business all day. It is what it is. And it's just a bunch of lies. And it's to the point where she really thinks about moving sometimes. And so that was it. And I was like, well. But I will say this, it seems like she did mention something about him hitting on her. You know, or him, things getting physical between them. And I think she denied it, and she was basically saying that, between the lies and everybody gossiping about her and her relationship, she seriously, seriously thinks about uh, moving away, just like leaving town. Listen, I listen. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. I will say this, and this ain't just for Silver Cent. This is for whoever. I recommend anybody who gets rich and famous move away, okay, from their town. I just do. I just don't really see how a lot of good can come from that. But I think it depends on where you live, But in Super Cent situation, I would definitely say, why not? Give it a go, And I need to make it clear that it's not so much. Oh my goodness. In other words, I'm not telling her to leave her hometown for the reasons that she said, Although whatever her reasoning is, if I'm being real, I find it valid. Okay, it just is what it is. I just I just find some validity to it. It just is what it is. But I would recommend it just because I just don't see what's sticking around. How good would sticking around do? If that makes sense. That it just is what it is. I haven't seen it done a lot. So that's that. And maybe it's the reason why people don't do it like that. For real. Hello. Um, but again, word on the curb is Super Cent's husband has been arrested, okay? And now the question comes up because this is the thing. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. Yes, there has been whispers. Yes, people have been rumors. Rumors are swirling. People are saying that these two, or people are saying that like there's something physical going on between the two that shouldn't be. Okay, and this is what is the like those are the rumors around the talk of their town. So now it's been exposed to me that like it's true. But Super Cent already told us. She did. She already told us that things be getting out of hand. Let's call it that. Out of hand sometimes. So child, I send my prayers. It is what it is. I send my prayers her way, and I really hope that things get better for both of them. Both of them, not just one. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like I said, I choose to want to give grace in these type of situations because I'm not there. I'm not. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. But I wasn't there. I really, really, really don't be knowing what takes place. Outside of my home like that. And with that being said, it's just like, yeah, it's easy to say, don't, keep your hands off of keep your hands to yourself. You know, that's so easier said, to a lot of people. Come on. You know, like I was saying earlier, no excuse for it. This is not to excuse it at all. However, I do feel like most of us, lots of people, know somebody that can't keep their hands to themselves. You know, I don't matter how we know them. They could, we could know them from school. We could know them from, you know, could have been an old coworker. Could have been old friends. Could be an ex. Could be a family member. But this is life. It is what it is. This is life. Okay. And yeah, shoot, the way I choose to live my life, I choose to just give grace, and send prayers for real. And last but not least, I did see a clip where allegedly his ex was saying that, yeah, that's something that he does or whatnot. Or it was a legend that he did it to her in the past. And I'm just like, wow, if looks could be deceiving, child, he would have had me fooled. Truth is. Because if you look at him, he just don't look, he just doesn't. He doesn't. I'm sorry. So I was like, yeah, looks would have definitely had me fool Miss Preston Curl, because I felt like I could take him. All jokes aside, though, he was locked up, child. Locked up. And it is what it is. It's sad situation. It's never good. It's not. It's never good. That's why I tell y'all, child, listen, I just talked about cops. Yeah, I got so many tips. I gave so many tips, as I was talking throughout that whole episode. And I can't remember what number it is. I would have told you to go, have a listen. But truth is, get yourself out of there, it's just never a good thing. Defending yourself, that's different, but it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. You should always try. Make the effort, okay, to not let it get that bad. But I don't have all the answers. Sure don't. And I am no professional. But let me give out the national abuse line, okay? For anybody who might be going through something, okay? Because it's never okay. It's not. It's never okay. And even though we all know somebody, right, who probably deals with it, or have dealt with it in the past, still don't make it okay. Okay? And I don't want to ever seem like I'm excusing it. Because that's not my intentions, okay? Ever. No, Miss Preston Curl. Never. Ever, okay? So, hold on. Let me get that number. Okay, so if you or someone that you know might be struggling, if you or someone you know might be dealing with a domestic situation, okay, and you need help, you can always call 1-800-799-7233, okay? And again, that's for anyone that might be dealing with a domestic situation, okay? Meaning it's bad. It's not good, okay? You feel like you need help out. You want help out. And you need somebody to call, then you can call the National Domestic Violence hotline, okay, at 1-800-799-7233, okay? So anyway, I remember that song say 5, 4, 3, 2, your time is up. 5, 4, 3, 2, your time is up. I like that. Yeah, Poopa Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I came, I saw, I conquered. And I even stayed over, okay? So shout out to that. Yes, for real, like a friend. Like a friend on the weekend, child, and stayed over. So shout out to that. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button, okay? Period. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, because I enjoyed mine. Yeah. Truth is. And I'm coming back. Alright? So I will see y'all later on, okay? Yeah. Shout out to that. Bye, y'all.